lovelies, how's it going? Hope all is well. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a new video, and today I want to talk about the R. Kelly interview. Now I know a lot of people already posted their thoughts and their opinions about the R. Kelly interview, but I wanted to wait to see the whole interview with the girls and R. Kelly just to, before I even made a video about it. Watching the R. Kelly interview with Gayle, it was kind of triggering. I personally felt like R. Kelly's team, they probably thought using this interview was going to help him clear his name to the public, help him get his thoughts and opinions out there, because let's be real, like, he still has to go to court. He still have to go to trial for this, and they're still probably picking a jury and things of that sort. So I feel like whoever the jury is out there, they're getting all this information. They probably don't even know that they're going to be on trial for this. Like, they're going to be the ones that are picked for this, which is so crazy. And if you ever watch, like, I'm fascinated with documentaries, especially court documentaries. And if you ever look at, like, one, for instance, the OJ trial, oh my goodness. Like, really look at that trial and look how the jurors was out there in the public, and a lot of stuff, you know, clouded their judgment and things of that sort. So yeah, after watching the interview and looking at his behavior, I'm starting to see that I honestly don't believe that R. Kelly's team have his best interest at heart. And the only reason why I say this is because my first instinct after getting out of jail the first time probably wouldn't have been putting my client, and look, I don't have no degree in this, I ain't got no background or nothing like that, but my thing is, will not be putting him on national TV. Probably taking him to like a rehab center, probably taking him to see like a therapist, like going those routes before going on national TV. Watching him during that interview, it kind of showed the public about his behaviors. Like, he was very irate, and I'm someone that used to interview people before, and interviewing men as a woman sometimes can be very hard, especially if that man is narcissistic. Now, I'm not saying that he's narcissistic, but he had a lot of narcissistic behavior. He will not look at Gayle head on. A lot of times he will not look at her face to face. And because I felt like Gayle held her composure very well, and the fact that she, you know, asked him direct questions, open and closed questions. She did not like try to lead him on and to persuade him to say something else. She was very real. Did you do this? Why were they here? Like, questions that you have to answer a yes and no to. She was asking him that, but he was escaping around the question. And because in his head, he didn't see her agreeing with him, a lot of the times he would look at the camera. Or a lot of the times he would lash out. A lot of times he would look over because he was not persuading her in the way that he wanted to. And I just felt like it was very narcissistic and it was very aggressive. That's just my standpoint, and that's how I look at it. Like, if you have an interview with someone and their body language is all over the place, they're very fidgety, they're not looking at you head on, they're not looking into your eyes. Like, a lot of that stuff can be very, you know, distracting, and it could lead you to believe that this person is probably not telling the full truth. Now, you know, we don't know what happened. It's his truth, their truth, the parents' truth, and God's truth. Like, honestly, we don't know what was happening in those studios. We don't know what was happening in those places. It is obvious that he needs some type of help, and he said it himself. He needs help. He feel like he don't need jail, but jail is rehabilitation, so he needs some type of help, period. No matter if it's jail, no matter if it's rehab, no matter if it's like therapy, he needs some type of help. And I'm kind of glad that he was not on a platform like Iyanla, because Iyanla versus Gayle would be two different things. Like, honestly, he probably would have hit Iyanla. Like, let's be real. Like, a lot of people were upset that she did not do the interview, but she was saying that he's not ready to do the interview yet because he don't want to come to the terms to admit what he did. He said all that stuff is the past, and not only did he say like he didn't do it, he never said he did do it. He said, I beat my case. So if he was in that platform with Miss Anzette, I don't think that he would have been able to get with some of the things that he said throughout the whole interview, if that makes sense. If y'all ever watch Iyanla Fix My Life, and y'all see how she's very direct, she's very stern, she is very like real when it comes to conversations she has with her clients. I don't think him being able to, you know, sway from the questions will work for her. That's just my thoughts and opinions. Now, after watching the girls interview and just listening to them talk, like looking at their demeanor and things of that sort, I was on CBS and I was on the news, and Gayle said that throughout the interview, R. Kelly was in the room, and she said that during parts of the interview when the girls were speaking, R. Kelly would cough really, really loud. So after seeing the girls interview and then Gayle's reaction to the interview and listening to stuff, like if you watch the interview, you can see shadows in the back. Like after seeing that, it really hurt. Like it really hurt, because a lot of people are like, oh, they're not brainwashed, they're grown, they can do what they want, they can do this, they can do that. You know, it's very sad to see, but it's like the world wants to help someone that does not want to be helped. And, you know, they don't believe they're brainwashed. They don't believe, you know, a lot. And I'm going to be real with you. I've always listened to Jocelyn Savage tell her side, but I never listened to the other young lady tell her side. And honestly and truthfully, some of the stuff that she said, I can honestly believe. And I don't mean to offend anybody or nothing like that, because they're both victims. I do believe they're victims. But some of the stuff that I do believe that she said, when it comes to the payments, when it comes to why would my parents take me to a concert to see R. Kelly at this age? Why would my parents do this? Why would my parents do that? Oh, the money dried out. Oh, the money did this. Oh, the money did that. Like, some of the stuff that she was saying made a lot of sense. Now, Jocelyn Savage, she wasn't saying a lot of things. She, you know, she was just agreeing. Like, she would say little things here or there, but the other young lady, she was talking a little more. And mind you, the other young lady can really, really sing. Like, she can really, really sing. And her parents was like, oh, we wanted you to be there because of your music career. She said that that's not my goal. I don't want to do music. So it's all crazy. But my thing is that if R. Kelly was to go to jail for these allegations, where will you guys be now? Like, where are you guys gonna go? You're gonna go with your families. Now, my last thing when it comes to this interview, because it was a whole lot of like, y'all literally put down below y'all opinions about the interview. Did that sway your vision, or did that sway your decisions on a lot of things, or how did that make you view the situation? Something else that I wanted to talk about, because after his interview, he got locked up for the child support. R. Kelly said in his interview that he was broke. You know, he lost his house. He lost a lot of things. He don't have the publishing of his music. He don't own the masters of his music. Like, he don't own a lot of things because, like he said, he had a lot of crooked people in his life. Supposedly or allegedly, Leah's family owned the rights to a lot of his music. And that's allegedly, but then you guys know he cannot read or write, so a lot of this stuff, he admitted to it in his I Admitted song, that he don't own the rights to his music and stuff like that. Most of his money was coming from touring. Most of his money was coming from touring and appearances. So yeah, I'm starting to believe, and this is just me in my head because how I think sometimes, I'm starting to believe that the daycare lady, I don't know her name, but I'm starting to believe that R. Kelly wasn't too, you know, off to the side. I feel like she's holding his money. And I know y'all probably gonna think that's crazy, but I really feel like she's holding his money. I don't think that the daycare lady will have hundreds of thousands of dollars just to throw out there, or just to, you know, give away, or just to put it on somebody's books because that's my friend. Me personally, I feel like maybe throughout the past couple of years, because she said they were really, really good friends, I feel like maybe he was giving her money to put away, you know, for him, just in case. I don't know. Now, y'all probably gonna think Leah, nah. But it was said that she was at his hearing for his child support. So, if it comes out, she pays that $160,000, I'm really gonna believe for real that she's holding his money, because I don't believe, like, our broke and his broke ain't the same thing. I don't believe that, because last year he was touring and stuff like that. Where is all that money? You know what I'm saying? Touring is what gives people the most money. So I think that he had to be smart enough to have a friend or someone to give their money to, like, hold this money to the side, you know, for rainy days, just in case and stuff like that. She's able to dish it out, like she's able to give it to him and she's able to sign off for it. Because I don't know, y'all let me know how y'all feel about that, because honestly in my head I feel like that's kind of true. I really think this lady is holding his money. I honestly do, like, because she said, this is not my money. She said that out her own mouth. She said, oh, this is not my money. She said that. But she also said, oh, this is not Kelly's money. I don't believe that. I think that's his money. And she holding on to it. And he's probably, because he had all that stuff with the banks and stuff closing on his house. His house went into foreclosure and all this other stuff. Like, all this stuff is public record. I believe that he was probably holding that money to her so that the government wouldn't get they half. Y'all, for real. I don't know. Y'all let me know down below. The interview was crazy. It was a whole lot of, it was very, y'all know it's already very sad to watch situations like that. Also, I have another video coming up. This is probably the last video I do of R. Kelly, because it's just a whole bunch of stuff. Like, it's very draining, and I want you guys to cleanse your mind, cleanse your body, and cleanse your spirit, because this is a lot to take in. Please. And it's lit. Peace.
Can we stay home tonight? Try something new tonight. Hey, this drink got me feeling right.